We have Patrick Finoro here, co-founder at Biz and Visa franchise, joined by Marcello Cesarini, who's the co-founder and CEO of Facial Mania Med Spa. I had the pleasure of meeting with Marcello 2 weeks back at one of his main locations in Delray Beach, Florida. Marcello, thanks for joining today.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me a little bit how you went from lawyer to real estate developer to 800-person company operator across Italy and Europe to now owning and operating med spas.
Absolutely. Well, everything started with my wife and my friend Anthony Mora, co-founders of Facial Mania Med Spa. My wife is a licensed oncologist in Europe, and Anthony Mora is a 35 years plus cosmetologist and beauty expert, veteran of the industry. We started with this concept where we wanted to create a medical spa concept, completely new, completely modern, and completely technological. From there, my expertise in business, marketing, digital marketing, and technology was the third ingredient in the recipe. Basically, we wanted to create a new concept of medical spa where completeness and affordability were the two main factors. Completeness means the most complete and thorough menu of services, from skincare, medical grade skincare, to laser hair removal, fat freezing, up to, of course, Botox, fillers, and all the medical grade services, non-invasive aesthetic medicine, represented by, again, Botox, fillers, PRP, PDO threads, and last but not least, semaglutide for weight loss. Now, from there, and from having funded the first medical spa in 2018, we decided that our concept deserved to be franchised. So deserved to be brought to other investors and to the attention of bigger investors and bigger entrepreneurs. So in 2019, after only 1 year, we became a franchise. We crafted our franchise disclosure document, we crafted all our protocols, and we were ready to move on with our franchise opportunities and to present our opportunities to investors. Basically, from 2019 to today, we opened 7 Facial Mania Med Spas across Florida, and we signed other 13 licenses, again, in Florida.
And where did you see there was a niche for you and your wife and your partner to operate and innovate? What was wrong, I guess, with the current environment when you came into Florida and opened the first Facial Mania Med Spa?
Absolutely. First of all, we detected the lack of completeness. So many, or probably 100% of the medical spa concepts were lacking of completeness. We decided to craft a concept where we cover all the beauty, all the aesthetic, non-invasive medicine, all the cosmetic needs of our patients.
So you would see like some of your now pseudo competitors, they would just offer like Botox fillers or just offer some specific procedure, or maybe a couple of them?
Yeah, a couple or even 10, but nonetheless, we offer skincare and laser hair removal, Botox, fillers, huge array of services in the industry. Why? Because we want our patients to experience the convenience of having everything inside our premises. So one-stop shop concept, first of all. Second, our membership is very important for us, and our franchisees is producing a very, very important revenue stream. Up to 40% of the monthly revenue is represented by membership sales. The membership is not mandatory in our concept, but highly recommended both to our investors, our franchisees, and our patients.
What's the benefit of being a member?
First of all, the convenience of the discounts.
Okay.
So basically, that's, of course, it goes without saying, 30% discount on services, 20% discount on products. And when I say services, I say also Botox and fillers. So 30% discount on Botox, fillers, and other injectables is very impactful. Second, when I say 20% on products, I'm also referring to medical grade skincare products, like Obagi, for instance. The second element of conveniency is the free services included every month. So either you spend $50 a month or $99 a month for a different membership level, membership program, and you will always have one services included a month. So basically the membership is free. It's a free, yeah. And also is a great reminder for our patients. Having to pay membership plan and having to pay for a membership agreement reminds them that we are there.
It shows
waiting
commitment.
for them.
It's similar to like someone studying a foreign language where if you're just doing it for free, you're probably not going to be so committed to the process. But if you're paying for it every month, you're most likely going to commit to it.
Exactly. You commit and we trigger the lifestyle, right? Facial Mania Med Spa is a lifestyle of beauty, of self-care, and of course, happiness.
People are smiling. People working there, the customers, it seemed like definitely like a community type vibe when I came into your Delray Beach location.
Sometimes they even cry. And it's not even only an exclusive of Facial Mania Med Spa, but after a great facial rejuvenation, after a great facial harmonization.
You look good, you feel good.
Yeah. Your new shape, your new appearance can make you cry of happiness. It's true. This is the why we started what we started, right? 5 years ago. The love for beauty and the love for people, basically. We love making people happy. We know that our medicine is aesthetic medicine. It's not as important as other medicines, other fields, but nonetheless, happiness is very important. Feeling great, looking at ourselves in the mirror is very important. And this is the main reason why we started this. We put together all our expertise, different expertise, huge diversity between my expertise and my partner's expertise. But at the end of the day, the reason why we do this, the main reason why, the driver for us is people, basically. From there, of course, how can we make people happy? Well, we are experts in beauty. We are experts in this type of business, and we decided to go all in building this amazing concept.
And how do you see the existing landscape? Because there doesn't really seem like there's some dominant player for the med spa space in franchising where you have a couple, I can think of 2 dominant massage franchises. There doesn't seem like there's one clear winner in the med spa category. Is it just like a new thing, or why don't you think that's the case?
First of all, you mentioned the massage, and I'm glad you did. You did it because we were inspired by what Massage Envy did 20 years ago. So they triggered the massage lifestyle, right? They built something where nothing was
they
done.
Reminded people that they needed this service where before they didn't need it.
Exactly. They created a lifestyle, basically, from scratch, from nothing, from literally nothingness. And that was genius. And we decided to do the same for medical spa, basically. We have serious, strong competitors in medical spa field, and we have a huge deal of respect for them. Completeness and affordability are the 2 pillars that I think make us, both of them, unique. So it's not even a lack of leadership in this field. As you said, yes, there's a lack of a big medical spa concept with 500, 1,000 location, correct. There's also some respectable leader in our field. We have the ambition of doing even better thanks to a complete menu covering all the 360 degrees list of services and needs of our patients to be more convenient and more affordable. And again, affordability for our patients and our investors.
I was gonna touch on that subject because looking at a bunch of other concepts, just in the wealth and the wellness space, wellness and beauty, it seems like the entry to get into a Facial Mania is not that expensive when you compare it to some of your peers, where it's generally more around the $800K, $1 million mark, where you guys come in quite below that in terms of the midpoint investment range.
Yeah. So basically, affordability for our Patience means also affordability for our investors. You can build a facial mania med spa with $500,000 or even less. Why am I saying even less? Well, for instance, landlords love facial. Exactly.
You guys spend a lot of money on marketing, right? To get the people.
So landlords love us. Exactly. Landlords love facial mania med spa because we drive business, free traffic for their malls. So our franchisees get up to 100% of the build out. So that's a big, when I say up to, as we speak, we have 7 open locations plus 1 in the last phase of the build out. So I can speak by experience, and we can look at a consolidate 8 experiences, 8 build outs. So far, the least that we got was 30%, up to 100% a couple of times. So 2 times, 2 projects where the landlord covered 100% completely the build out cost of our franchisees.
So imagine I open a Facial Mania here in Miami Beach. The landlord pays 100% of the build out costs. There would also be the franchise fee, equipment, working capital. What other costs would go into opening up a Facial Mania med spa?
Yes, basically, build out covers whatever is connected to the building, basically. So up to the fixtures, up to what you can't move or remove that easily, right? Up to the front desk. This is the first main cost to build a Facial Mania med spa. The cost that we were saying that the landlords tend to cover up to the 100%. The second main cost is furniture, beds, and whatever is necessary and consider furniture for your medical spa. The third expenditure will be your first batch of consumables and supplies. In medical spa, Botox, fillers, and even syringes, so consumables and supplies. And then you need to have enough money in the bank account to face the first, we say 6 months salaries and other expenses like the rent.
And what's the headcount look like? Like say after 1 year of operations, like how many people do you have? What's the organizational structure look like?
In the franchisee?
At the franchisee level.
At the franchisee level, we recommend to start prudent, of course. I don't think we mentioned this. We start with a 1,600 square feet. So our layout is very affordable.
That's key.
Exactly. It's very, not small, very convenient. 6, 7, up to 8 treatment rooms. We start with an affordable concept that will be impactful also on salaries, on personnel. You start with an array of part-timers. We recommend part-timers because they can cover different shifts and multitasking if possible. So we love multi-licensed professionals. So, for example, estheticians, also electrologists with different multiple licenses, nurse practitioners or PAs to do the injections and all the medical services, Botox, fillers, PRP, and so on and so forth. After 1 year, you start having 3 solid rooms, full capacity, so 8, 9 hours a day, 5, 6 days per week. And that's enough to make, for our franchisees, it's been enough to make up to $1,200,000 the first year since the opening. Yes.
Very impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive. And then another important thing, thanks to the impact that we have with our digital marketing, our franchisees are able to break even, if not the very first month, very quickly. So breaking even, when I say break even, I'm saying month to month. So I'm not talking about recovering the investment, of course, but a month to month.
Not putting more money in the business.
Exactly. Why? Because we start carpet bombing right away. Meta, Facebook and Instagram, Google,
seeding the market.
TikTok. Yeah, and guess what? After a few days or a few weeks, thanks also to other factors, we start breaking even. We start filling the rooms.
Amazing. So you answered my 2 normal questions. What if I was going to open up a franchise? What I would want to know: when do I break even? When do I start making like substantial revenue income? How about to open? From the time someone signs a franchise agreement, when are they opening the location? How long does that take generally in months?
Great question. Great question. Well, opening a medical spa is not that easy. It's like opening a restaurant, like opening other businesses where the licenses and the build out are very important and not so easy, basically. We devote a lot of time to site selection. We take our time. We need to find the perfect location for our franchisee. That location will be our location for 10 years and hopefully multiples. Let's say a couple of months for site selection, sometimes more, because we need to find the perfect location-wise and price-wise and landlord-wise. Second, we start, after we find the right location, we start the build-out phase. The build-out phase entails permits, entails relationship with the authorities. So it's another month/2 months to draw the plans and to submit the plans. Then we start the build out. In Florida, we can use our very, very trustworthy companies if the franchisees want to use them. So we can introduce them to outstanding GCs and companies to build out in around 3 months. Okay. Very fast, very fast. Even for projects from scratch, even for projects that we call vanilla boxes or gray shells, empty boxes. From there, after we complete the build out, we have inspections. The inspection phase is another very important, crucial inspection. And we never had big issues with the inspections. And we look at 9 months average process.
Okay, that's pretty solid. And people are so worried with the relatively low unemployment rate, especially here in Florida, 3.5%, 4%. How do you help your franchisees source those talent? Because you make it sound easy, like there's a bunch of people who just have all these different licenses looking for work. How do you help them get that talent?
Absolutely. Well, we belong to a big group, even bigger than Facial Mania Med Spa itself. So it's relatively easy for us to help, at least in Florida and other southern states, to help our franchisees in finding from the medical director to injectors to estheticians. In my personal experience, it's a paradox, but most difficult professional to find is the massage therapist.
And why is that?
Well, we have our theories. Basically, if you think about it, the massage therapist is the only professional of the list that I mentioned that doesn't need any tool or any specific costly and or big tool to...
So they're not so tied to you. They're not part of the competitive mode.
And they
where
can
they
also
don't need you. They could go rogue, like a yoga instructor does one-on-one classes.
Exactly. And they can also do the massage at people's houses. Concierge service. Call it concierge service. So that has been the only problem when in the past we decided to hire massage therapists to complete our concept. Now the massage is not mandatory anymore. And we find it very easy to find outstanding professionals in the market at a fair price, fair for us and fair for them. What makes the difference, besides their expertise in their respective fields? So they must be outstanding professionals, outstanding operators. We don't take it for granted, but it's easy for us to detect, and for our franchisees to detect, a professional is lacking of technical skills. But other than that, another skill that many entrepreneurs tend to underestimate is the communication skills, the sales skills. We strive to convey this message first to our franchisees, but also to help them with continuous training, weekly training, from distance, of course, because we are still training franchisees that sign the franchise agreement that opened their facilities 2 years ago. So it would be impossible for us to visit them on a weekly basis. But we want to make our weekly appointments a staple in their agendas. So we open virtual windows every week on Google Meet, on Zoom, and we train newbies, new hires, green injectors, green electrologists, green facialists, skincare specialists, be outstanding also when it comes to communicate efficiently with their patients, because we need to upsell and cross-sell inside the room without being pushy, and always having in mind first and foremost the patient interest, the patient health. But when they perform a thorough facial analysis or facial harmonization analysis, call it beautification analysis, and they think that that patient needs a certain amount of units of Botox or a certain amount of syringes of filler or an upgrade on a facial, on a skincare service, they need to be able to convey the message in a convincing way. So we open on weekly basis windows of training, continuous training. Live training is not a recorded webinar. And we do it since forever, since the very first inception of our franchise. And we have been very successful. This is one of the reasons why our franchisees, our most recent franchisees, are making 1 million a year first year.
Do you have franchisees opening multiple locations?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great testament to the brand.
Yeah, absolutely. We just sold 6 locations to a franchisee in Orlando. So Orlando is sold out, and all the 6 locations in 2 counties were sold to one franchisee.
Okay. And tell me, what's your ideal franchisee look like? Who do you want to be partnering with over the next 10 to 20 years?
Let me tell you this. It's different from state to state, first of all, because in Florida, you can open a facial mania or a medical spa, even if you are not a clinician. In other states, I would say the majority of states, you need to be a clinician, at least a PA or an MP, in order to be able to be allowed to open a facial mania med spa. So I would say, since Florida is almost sold out, we need another 10/15 locations before to consider, and then we can consider Florida sold out. Other than that, and outside Florida, my ideal investor, my ideal franchisee is a clinician. We don't need a powerful, big investor. We don't necessarily need a multi-unit owner or a serial franchisee. Multi-unit owners are more than welcome, but our concept is compatible also with 1-unit owners, small owners, with a $500, $600, even $400,000 capital.
So when you talk about clinician, and it could imagine be a husband-wife couple, like what would be some of the ideal roles of someone that would open up a facial mania in different states? Would it be a nurse practitioner? Would it be a doctor? Who are some of the profiles that it would make it easier to open up with the license and everything?
I would say both. Of course, the doctor can be his own or her own medical director in certain states. I would say both profiles, or all the 3 profiles that you mentioned, are a good match for facial mania and med spa. We find the doctor and or a more mature profile as interesting as a young nurse practitioner for different reasons. Yeah. So the concept that we created is compatible with both approaches.
And I imagine some nurses or even doctors working at hospitals are kind of tired of, the 12-hour shifts, and they want to have more of a regular working hour type life and maybe not be practicing the medicine as much, but more in an oversight role.
Financial freedom, first of all, and as you said, and second, the possibility to scale, because facial mania med spa is also easy. Nothing is easy in life and in business, but is relatively easy to scale, as our history can tell, basically. So relatively easy to scale, relatively quick to scale. Even an exit strategy. On the other side of the spectrum, we have one franchisee that is considering to sell one of their
What's
locations.
The multiple? How much would you get for a facial mania? Would it be like 4 times EBITDA, or what do you usually see?
I can tell you 2 things.
Yeah.
First, as you know 1,000 times better than me, yes, in general, a franchise business value is a little higher than other businesses, mom and pop business, for instance. So yeah, 4x, 5x rule of thumb, I would say, if the business is profitable, like our oldest franchisees are. And in this case, the evaluation is exactly 5x on a 32% EBITDA.
Nice.
So it's not bad. It's not bad, absolutely. Very powerful. This franchisee is considering to sell the first and most successful Facial Mania to open more.
Yeah, because imagine you invested $400,000 because you got some tenant improvement, and then you can sell a location for 1.2, and
exactly. Yeah. And scale. You go back into the same business, opening 3. This is the plan.
Marcello, any concluding thoughts for people that might be interested in investing in a Facial Mania or even just looking to invest in a franchise in the US?
Absolutely. Well, Facial Mania MESPA is the ideal solution for, as we said, a single unit or a multi-unit investor if they want to scale the business and leverage our unique expertise, not only in medical spa and medical services, but also digital marketing technology first, and second, communication and sales. So this is my last thought, along with a mention of our affordable business plan. So from the very reasonable fees, the initial fee and the ongoing fee, to the model itself. Very affordable, highly doable, 1,600 square feet model, and unparalleled buying power with both suppliers and consumables vendors. The most important of them, Allergan, Merz, Galderma, so pharmaceutical companies. We have top tier discounts with them because we buy in bulk. We buy millions of dollars every year. So either you buy $30,000 Botox or $1,000, 2 vials of Botox, you will have access to the top tier discount because you buy under Facial Mania MESPA umbrella, many other factors for buying power.
So you guys are principally making money on the royalties. In terms of the initial franchise fee products, they're a very small percentage. It's really more on the royalties.
Exclusively on the royalties. Right. We designed this concept where we created the buying power from scratch. Sometimes we buy and resell to our franchisees, making zero profit, but we buy in bulk in big quantities, and we just want them to be enticed. And when it comes to having the first conversation, and then when they sign the franchise agreement, we want them to be happy and be successful.
Yeah, if they're able to make money faster, it's a virtuous circle where they're going to open up more locations.
Absolutely.
They're going to tell their friends about the opportunity. Also exude that positive energy to their customers.
Yeah, positive energy, even between them. Yes. They talk to each other.
That's key.
And they are creating a huge wave of positiveness and happiness. And they are very, very interested in helping us, talking to other potential franchisees, other candidates.
Validating.
Absolutely. Validation calls. We love validation calls because we never called one of our franchisees asking them to please be nice with us, tell us something good. No, we don't need to do that. Yeah. We tell our candidates, look, feel free. We don't book calls. We don't want to book calls.
Here's the contact. It's an FDD. You reach out.
Perfect. Yeah. Absolutely. We love this.
Marcello, what's the best way for someone to get in contact with you if they're interested in further exploring a Facial Mania?
Absolutely. Well, our email is easy, info@facialmaniamedspa.com.
We'll include that.
Absolutely, very simple. Shoot us a message and we will get back to you immediately in a few minutes or 1 hour, right? We are always ready to hop on a call, and we have an outstanding team ready to guide you through the process. And if you like what you see after the first webinars, validation call, of course, or validation calls, you can also visit our locations. You don't need to book an appointment. You just stop by and you don't introduce yourself and see what happens, what's going on. In my personal experience, 30 years business experience, I'm witnessing something unique inside my organization, our organization, and I'm proud to invite you, to encourage you to visit us and see with your own eyes what's going on in Facial Mania MESPA, the enthusiasm, not only of my investors, not only of their employees, but among our clientele, among our clients and patients.
Marcello, thanks so much for coming down. I know it wasn't
Thank you for
easy,
having
even
me.
though geographically we're close. There's a lot of traffic here in Florida, so thanks a lot for coming down, and look forward to checking out some more of your med spots.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.